Welcome to the darkness.
Hey everybody, it looks like it's just us chickens tonight. Yeah, I don't think Celeste is not feeling too awful good, so she's probably going to take the evening off. And she may pop in, we don't know. So Susie and I were going to talk and make sure, hey, Mud Lover, please ask questions anytime during the podcast. You don't need to wait. So if you have a burning desire to know how your boss feels about you, ask Susie that to let you know. I don't think I want to know sometimes what my boss thinks about me. But
I don't think your sign was that today. I don't think your sign was anything about bosses.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mud Lover, we want her to get better quickly as well. She's not feeling good. So we had something that happened locally this week, and I wanted to talk about it. Hey, Max, we had a gentleman go missing. He was 81 years old, and he has dementia. He apparently got into the car. He wasn't supposed to drive, but, he has dementia. He can't remember that. He got in a car and took off. And from the moment I heard it, especially the location, because it's in a location that I actually work, and I was just like, I've got to go. I've got to go try to find him. And I knew there was search and rescue. So for the first day, I'm like, no, I'm not going to, But I finally, I got a hold of my boss and I said, I got to go. I know this area so well. And I want to probably, like my old boss, he got in touch with me and he's like, I'm so glad you went, because he goes, honestly, you're probably the only one that knows this area as well. As there's really nobody that left that worked on this project that knows this area. So I spent 5 hours driving it, and I was really, really drawn to a particular area that I cannot go to because it's on the reservation. And I was really drawn to that area, but I had to do my due diligence and go through the rest of the area that I have permission to go on and drive it. And we spent, me and another coworker, we spent 5 hours up there driving everywhere that his vehicle could have gotten to, because we were in 4-wheel drive. So we're like, we go anywhere that the car can go, because he was not in a 4-wheel drive vehicle. And we got back, and it wasn't until I got home that evening that we heard that he got found and he was not alive. And it was heartbreaking. When you get that kind of urge, how do you handle it, Susie?
To the best of my ability, like you can't solve every problem that comes your way, Yeah. I had a spirit once come to me that had passed away and begged me to send his daughter a letter, but I was like, no, I don't want to step in that mud puddle, because I understood the backstory. I was like, this is something that you need to approach her and you need to work on it with her instead of involving me. So there's sometimes things like that, but where you're restricted by land property, those kind of things, that's, you could do everything you can do. When I was in Oregon, I ran into a spirit out there that had passed a long time ago in that area. And he wasn't in the news or anything, but he told me about never being found. They never found his body. So there's really not much I can do about it except for just talk to him, And I know you and Celeste had way more experiences with helping find people that are missing. So I haven't had a lot yet.
Yeah. It's oh man, this one hit me because he's 81 and man, I just thought of it. What if it was my dad, but, yeah, Max, I don't know. I was just looking at the map because Showband News actually put out an article that he was found on a particular road, and that road is not on a map. I know where I was drawn. I know what part I was drawn to, but I didn't have permission. So the way that, and we're talking about the reservation, the way the reservation works, you can travel through it because there's county roads all over the place. So you're allowed to travel through the reservation. It's not like a national park that's gated, right? So you can go through it, but you can't go off the roads without a trespass permit. You have to obtain that. But in my line of work, I have authority to do what I need to do out here in certain areas. So I couldn't pass that boundary without fear of getting in trouble with the tribes. And then it would trickle down to work, and I just couldn't do that. But I know where I was drawn. And but I don't know if I'm right. So I'm going to ask tomorrow specifically. I'll call some of my buddies and say, ask specifically where is that road, because I think I know where it is, but I'm not sure.
I bet you were, because your intuition is real strong. So if you were drawn to that area, I bet you that's probably where he was.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just heartbreaking last night. So it was to find out that he was found. So, but anyway, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have that intuition that hits you just super, super strong. Mm-hmm. Like I shouldn't go down here, or I need to turn left instead of right, or whatever it may be. And trying to squash that is so difficult. For a whole day I sat on it. I'm like, finally, like, I've got to go. And I don't think it would have made any difference in time frame, because I still wasn't allowed in the area that he was found. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. And then I'm racking, knocking myself right now thinking, why didn't you just go? Screw the consequences. So, are you frozen, Susie? Am I frozen? Am I frozen? Are you frozen? We're not frozen anymore. What's going on? That was weird. That was weird. So yeah, those things happen. And
if you had found him, had to call it in, and you were not where you were supposed to be, that could have been a problem too.
Yeah, I know. I think the whole thing just really bothers me. It really does. But so, I will tell you, though, of the case that Celeste and I worked on, and I brought it up before, and I do bring it up in each of our classes to make a point, to drive home how like when Susie and Celeste, and people like them have these gifts, how strong they can be. So Celeste, I had flown to Phoenix for something for work. So I was going to be down there for a few days. And one of my really good friends had moved to Phoenix in that same general area. And so we decided, let's meet and have dinner, because we hadn't seen each other in a number of years. So when we met for dinner, I know she was really upset. I could tell, like, she was just not herself. I'm like, what's happening? And she said, well, where we used to live, she said, one of my best friend's father's missing. I said, really? What? Tell me. And she said, yeah, they've been searching for him for a couple of weeks and they can't find him. And he went for a walk and he has dementia and we can't find him. Nobody can find him. And she's like, where could he be? He just went for a walk. So I had called Celeste and I said, hold on, let me, I've got somebody who may be able to help. So let me call her. And so I did. I called her, and immediately Celeste, she described his outfit, that he was using a walking stick, and what trail he went down. This is the Sierra Nevadas. Okay. And then she said, does this make any sense? He's standing there looking at two bodies of water up on the side of the mountain. And we knew exactly. We're like, oh my God, we know exactly. And she said, he's unfortunately not alive, but the way he fell between boulders, and that's why he's not visible. And to go back up on this particular trail and try to find him, and they did, and they found him. And those gifts are absolutely bonkers, that you can tap into somebody's energy like that and help in those situations. I mean, obviously he wasn't still with us, but at least they were able to find him and recover him, and that helps the family to an extent, right?
Right.
I mean, the worst thing is not knowing, I think. I guess I'm not have been in that situation. I would imagine for me, not knowing what happened, that would be horrible. Have that ever happened to you, Susie?
Well, not that I have found people, but yeah, we've seen things happen before they happen. But also, here's one story I'll tell you where it's kind of the flip side, where sometimes we're prevented from doing something that, spirit, God, source, the universe doesn't want us to do. So this is kind of personal for me. So my father passed away, and I was supposed to be there really early in the morning to help him work on my sister's car. And it was in the summer, and I had my kids with me, and I was like, okay, we're going to get up really early, and we're going to go pick some green beans and give those to him so he can have like this, make a meal. And every time I would try to get up and get ready, I would get violently ill. Okay. This started happening probably about 6 a.m. because it's cooler then. It's easier to be out in the garden, right? So about 6 a.m, about every hour, I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go. And then I would just get violently ill again and then back down in bed. Well, about 3 o'clock, this had been ongoing all day. And I was just getting really frustrated because I was like, well, my dad needs my help. I need to get over there. 3 o'clock, my sister had gone over there and found him, and the car had fell off the jack stands on top of my father. And knowing exactly what time I was supposed to be there, and after the coroner had said how long he was gone, and just the way that my dad and I worked together, because I was always pulling wrenches with him at the same time, I probably would have been underneath there with him.
Wow.
Or just there present when it happened. And that was not meant to be, not at all. And so I think on the flip side of that coin, I was prevented from finding him.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
gnarly one, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's so amazing how we get either interfered with or told to move, to go, do this, do that, whatever. And I wonder, I'm sure it happens to every one of us and we ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's times when people do it and they just don't even know they're doing it. They just consciously, subconsciously start heading that direction or pick up the phone to call that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I missed a phone call from my cousin that passed away. Like just barely before he was calling me just right before he died. And I thought, no, I'm not going to pick up the phone. I've got other things to do. I don't have time to sit and talk for very long. And then boom, and then I find this out later. So it's just really interesting. Yeah. Do you have a specific question, Aline? If not, I'll just give you a general. So
yeah, so it's kind of nuts how all of that stuff happens. And I know a lot of the time I'll be thinking about somebody and then they'll call. I guess I'm sending out that wavelength. They pick up on it and then they give me a call. Just a general reading. Susie.
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
so surface level, the universe wants to let you know that you're going to have a big change coming, and it's going to be a good one. So don't be scared, because you've got the strength card here, which can also be possibly a little bit of afraid. But I've got a rabbit here that I'm really drawn to on this card. So I've got like the Queen of Pentacles. Can you see that? Yeah. The little rabbit down there. Well, rabbits like to come around in spring, right? They like to breed in spring. And so I'm really being drawn to that this big change is going to happen in spring, but it's something that you've been waiting for a very, very long time. Really good. So, and it definitely is going to boost your finances, and you're going to see it coming. This is like the universe saying, you put in the time, you put in the work, and here is your reward. This is what you wanted, and it's headed right for you. So look
Nice.
for that change in spring. That was quite a ways out. Usually don't get them that far out.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it when they're that uplifting, especially when it's something you've been waiting for and it's going to financially help.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Got all kinds of pentacles in there. Pentacles are pretty awesome right now,
Yeah,
especially
they
around
are.
Christmas time. Oh.
You guys don't be shy. If you would like a reading, go ahead and ask a question.
Or even just general questions. If you have anything that you want to know about what we do, about our investigations, the way we do it, any of our stories, any of our mediumship, any of that.
Oh. Sybil has a question.
All right, we'll do that. All right, let me concentrate real quick. Whoa, those jumped. Okay. 3 of Wands. High Priestess. Okay. So it's definitely something you've been waiting for quite a while. Sometimes keeps you up in the middle of the night wondering if that's going to happen. The universe is saying it's kind of up to you. So what you need to do is either write down the attributes that you want in this person. Even, you can even get fussy and say, I want him to have brown hair or, whatever. But definitely do the personality traits that you want in this person. You can write it down on paper and then tell the universe, this is what I'd really like. And then you can either burn it, let it go, or imagine being with this person. Like I said, fill it with a bunch of emotions and then forget about it, because then they will show up. So yeah, and it definitely, you will. If you practice that, follow that, you definitely will.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I have the same question, Sybil. Max. Oh, yeah. That's a good question.
We're getting serious. I say, right off the top of my head, Max, like it's always good to learn and grow in any direction. I'm all for that if you can. But let's see. Should I try to go back to school or continue what I'm doing? I'll pull two sides. One for school, one for staying what you're doing.
Elaine, that's cool. If that is something that excites you and that's something you want to do, then that's definitely going to give you some money in your pocket, right? You sell your place. So I'm wrestling with that myself. Hey, Pat. Noises the last couple of days, like someone's walking around. Huh? Interesting. We'll let Susie tackle that one, but that
one's definitely family.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Somebody's coming back. They've been on your mind, so they were coming back to visit, particularly this time of year. When we think about our loved ones and the people we've lost, they come back. It's interesting. I have my best friend. She's been gone for a number of years now, and she's been in every one of my dreams lately. So they come back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you have for Max?
So Max, basically what I said, if you want to take over here on the left, we've got go back to school. I think that would be something that would be fulfilling for you. Yes, a little stressful because it always is, but it would be fulfilling for you, and to be able to go towards a passion, a new passion, and it would eventually be to where you could get rest and relief. Okay. So on the other side, doing what you're doing, I see some conflict right there right now, and that's kind of why you're feeling that way. But it also says within that position, you can still make smaller choices that will put you more in charge, and you can use it like it can be a longevity thing for you, but it's smaller choices within where you're at now. Does that make sense? Like if you just tweak something slightly, it'll go a different way.
For the work he's doing right now.
Yes. So he can, both will be good. It's just, what do you want to do? You know, what are you passionate about? Don't set the whole money thing aside, because we can't take that with us. You know what I mean? Unless you want to, like, a gold lined coffin, whatever. What do you want to take with you? Do you want to take with you more education? Do you want to take with you more experiences? You know, I think you can get that out of both, but go where your passion lies.
Well, Max, knowing Max, he is so good with people that the line he's thinking about going into would be really cool, because he's so good with people and he put people at ease doing what he's thinking of doing.
Oh,
so
for sure. For sure.
absolutely. And he'd
like,
be home. And he'd be home. So
yeah. And like I said, you know, I'm totally not against educating yourself as much as you can. You know, that's just, we're all here to learn and grow.
you bet.
So yeah, that's really cool. So Patricia, I'm definitely feeling it's a male energy, but it's family for sure.
Yeah, I think it's family as well.
Like a father figure type member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is okay, because, you know, both sides of the veil are really drawn to this time of year, because we get surrounded by family, and we spend a lot more time with family. So both sides are drawn. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's anything bad in your house.
No, immediately I thought it was a loved one who was there with her. They're drawn to this time. Maybe it was somebody who really, really loved this time of year too. Ah, your dad. Yeah, see? Yeah, my dad's been pretty strong lately as well. Mm-hmm. And my old friend Suze. Yeah, she's
cool.
Yeah, she's showing up everywhere lately.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the support team on both sides, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's been in my dreams, so I know she's around, but my dad's in the house.
Huh? She said anything?
It's just reminiscent. Laughing about every stupid thing we did together and how much trouble we got into all the time. Oh my God. So yeah, but it's really cool. And I've been thinking about her a lot this time of year. So yeah.
I'm glad me and my kid have both actually within the past couple days dreamt of baby owls.
Oh, owls. So there's been owls after my chickens lately.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So right now they're on the naughty list on my property, but yeah, they've been, yeah.
You got them pretty protected, the chickens?
Oh, that's why. So tonight I had to take the net and wrangle 4 hens to get them locked up, because they're the last 4 troublemakers and they never want to go in. And it's a fight every night. They don't want to go in. And I'm like, well, you're going to die. So we got to go in. And tonight it was like, I want to say it was over 20 minutes of me chasing these 4 hens around the property with a net before I got them caught and put it away.
That's too bad your farm cam isn't up. That would have been fun to see.
Oh, there was some words said. You're going in the freezer next week if you don't knock this off. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
those owl dreams are generally letting you know that change is coming, more intuition, more spiritual insight. Yeah,
so that's cool.
That was pretty cool. We both talked to each other and we're like, hey, I dreamt of this. Oh yeah, I dreamt of one too. You know,
that's cool.
I mean, hers was a little bit different than mine, but both the same kind of like juvenile little brown owls.
Cool.
So pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal, because that stuff is very important. That's, you know, the universe, spirit trying to talk to you. And it's also your subconscious trying to work things out. So, you know, all those symbols, they have a lot of meaning to it.
I can't do dream journals. I don't usually, but when I wake up, most of the dream is gone. Some of them, the other night, Susie's was really, really strong. Mm-hmm. Like it stayed with me most of the day. And I thought, wow.
I can just picture her sitting on the bed by you while you're dreaming.
Yeah, she was really front and center. And then little dreams here and there with her, but that one was like I woke up and I thought about it all day. The dream, yeah. But now I can't remember what it is. But
Did you
yeah,
talk to her out loud?
I did. I talked to her.
Good.
But it's interesting that so I once I get up and get moving and feed horses, everything just goes. The dreams go.
Yeah.
I'm too busy trying to get everything accomplished and all the animals cared for, and yeah. But it's interesting how that comes through, and I really do think that, like you said, when they're coming through in your dream, they're probably right there with you as well, because your subconscious is connecting with them physically being there with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to remember them, so like the second that you wake up, start repeating it. And especially if you can say the dream out loud to yourself, because then you're listening to it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
With it, then you'll actually remember it. And I've got the bad habit of always having my phone in the bed with me. So I will wake up, and if I remember something significant, I open up my notes and I type it out really quickly. And then I go back to sleep. Sometimes I don't because I'm old, but it happens.
Yeah. I'm just glad the full moon is over because I didn't sleep for like 4 days.
Me neither.
Oh my God, I was a wreck. Mm-hmm. Does that bother you guys in the audience, the full moon? Do you guys not sleep? Because I'm a wreck every full moon. It's terrible.
With those blackout curtains, and
I have blackout curtains.
Swap and
I'm just it's crazy. So finally, when it starts getting on the waning side, I'm like, oh, the energy's going down. I can sleep now. It's like I must have been a werewolf in my last life. I don't get it.
I must have been a vampire. Do you see how pale I am?
Yeah, you're pretty pale. Yeah. I always thought I was pale, and then I met you, and I'm like, I'm not pale. I'm not pale. I can tan a little bit. The kids misbehave, yes. So it's you go to bed late on the full moon, Sybil, or just I'm telling you. So my mom and my dad were both cops, and my mom, she used to love working full moon night shifts because it was crazy. Like every crazy would come out of the woodwork and they'd be busy, and she loved it. She lived for it. She thought it was the best. And my dad's always like, oh my God, it's a full moon. And they were so polar opposite, their personalities. And yeah, he was always kind of the pacifist. That's why my mom retired in law enforcement, and my dad I think he did like 4 to 6 years. I can't remember. He was a reserve deputy for 20 years, but he was only called in for special things. But the freaks come out. They do, Max. And it's interesting because I actually read a couple of studies that said that's false. They don't. And I'm like, what are you basing this on? You talk to any cop, any emergency room physician, anybody that deals, in the medical field, they're going to tell you it messes with people. Mm-hmm. It makes anxiety worse. It makes sleep disorders worse. It makes anger worse. It's like,
if that moon can move the oceans,
exactly,
the tides, what do you think it can do the water on your brain? For crying out loud.
I know.
I've worked with autistic kids, and I knew every time when the full moon was coming, because they would have the just behaviors like crazy. So they're full of crap.
Just because they're educated doesn't not necessarily mean they're smart.
No. Smart maybe, but not really smart.
It's like, you guys go work in a police station for like one full moon session, and you'll change your mind.
Right.
And I can't even imagine like prison, what that does, because it's already tense, right? I can't even imagine how bad that is. So
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so we were talking about intuition and listening to your gut. Do you think has it kept you safe out of situations?
Oh yeah. And a lot of people that I talk to have had a lot of the same stories of, I just listened to my gut and I left, and I was spared from, some of them I've talked to, they've literally dodged serial killers. Some of them, like my dad, he heard a voice tell him to stop. when they had like those big snowstorms. There's 6-foot snow drifts. They couldn't see, the crossroads and stuff like that. And he heard stop until the last, like 3 times, the last one was screamed at him. And he finally put on the brakes and another car came through. So, just listening to like a voice that you think is in your head or outside of your head, or that first gut reaction of just, ew, or like me, where I physically couldn't get up. As hard as I tried, just couldn't get up. So anything like that, there's a lot of different ways that you can, listen to it and feel it and interpret it for your own safety. Oh, that's another funny thing, because my children, being who I am, if I needed to know where my kids were when they're out being naughty as teenagers, they thought they were being real slick, I could always find them. I listened to my intuition where they were at, and it was like a homing beacon. I could just zero in on where they were, no matter where they went, and I found them. They would be so shocked every time I would pull up and say, all right, now you're busted. You're grounded. Get in the car, and they were just like, how'd you find me? And I'm like, I'm your mom. Can't get away from me. So yeah, it's just, I'm sure you've had plenty of those times where it saved your life, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our whole family has. I know my dad, with flying, with different, just, yeah, absolutely. I think, particularly around people, my intuition, my read comes out really strong around people. Mm-hmm. And, especially, obviously people I don't know. Mm-hmm. And, be like, this is not good. This person's not good. I need to leave. Mm-hmm. Or mm-hmm. get out of this situation, or turn around and walk the other way, or something like that. And I've always trusted that, always. And we did have a situation. I was in Sacramento, and all of us girls, we were in our 20s. Hey, Trista, we were going partying, and we were going to all of the clubs. Right. And so we'd all gotten our best dresses on. We were going out, and it was 80s hair, the big, yeah. Anyway, so we were going out, and we drove up. I think I told you guys this, but we drove up to a convenience store, and it was summer, and Sacramento is hot. It's really, really hot. And they were going to, they're chatterboxing away. And I looked at this guy who was walking into the convenience store, and I told them all, I said, stop, don't get out. And they're, what are you talking about? We want to get whatever. They were going to get gum and breath mints and Coke and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, no. We need to leave now. They're like, what are you talking about? I said, come on, let's go. And I was just mad. I was angry. So they got in the car. And they're like, what is wrong? And I said, did you not see that guy going into the convenience store? They said, well, yeah. And I said, he had a trench coat on in the middle of summer, guys. I said, use your eyesight, I'm like, let's go. Well, that store was robbed. Mm-hmm. So we left, and we went to another store, convenience store, and that store was robbed. And I bet it was that guy. I don't know specifically, but the next day in the news, that store had been robbed. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, a lot of that came from having cop parents going, surveil the site, know your exits, that a whole thing. But the other thing came from, just my gut, my radar was going off. And then I started looking around, and that's when I saw him. So I could feel him before I saw him.
Yep.
His intentions were
never lies. Yep.
Yeah.
You can feel it radiating off them of what they're, planning on doing, if you really pay attention to it, and don't dismiss it. Yeah. That's awesome. That's probably saved you for sure.
Yeah. We would have been in the middle of it had that been the guy. And I'm pretty sure he was wearing a trench coat, and it was like 100 degrees outside. It was 9:00 at night. And situational awareness. I'm like, no, this is not a good scenario, guys. We need to go right now. Mm-hmm. And I've been in restaurants where people have walked in, and I'm like, we need to go now. Yeah. We just leave. We leave. Yep. Money on the table. Let's go. Because it's just, there's something bad here. Yeah.
Well, that's good you listen. I get that a lot. And then when I'm also doing some of those things, I've had those situations where it's going to sound crazy. Of course, look at me. going to some place, like I've walked into like the old Shopko, you know, in the town I used to live in, and passing this guy, and he had what looked like haze of smoke, black around his head, swirling his head. And within it, his face was distorted, almost like he had like a beast face, like part cow. It was really creepy. I wasn't the only one that saw it, because, you know, my family was with me and my daughter saw it too. And she was just like, whoa. And I'm like, yep, that is not okay. Not human. Let's leave. Even though it was this guy standing there talking to his daughter. Another time, I had an old classmate from high school approach me at the gas station when I was in my 20s. I was waiting in line, and I hadn't spoke to him since high school, and I was waiting to pay, and he said, hey, and then he called my name, and I turned around and looked at him, and he had like black, his eyes were pitch black. There was no white, no color, no nothing. It was just pitch black. And I went, no, because he was like, how you been doing? Do you want to go hang out? And I'm like, nope, see you later. Bye. Gone, you know.
That's wild.
You know, so I get that layer of the gut reaction, but sometimes I also get what I see too, which is kind of creepy. So
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, a lot of those odd, you know, spiritual like overlays and intentions and things like that. Because
yeah, have you guys in the audience, have you ever had anything like that happen? I think I've seen people in the haze, but I don't, and I've seen the black eyes on a few people in my life. They've stood out to me. Like, I haven't seen like the cow face. It reminds me of the Seinfeld episode when Kramer saw the pig man in the hospital. I'm sorry, but that was the best episode.
I didn't see that.
That was awesome. It was awesome.
There was another one one night, because like I have an ex-husband, right? Not the greatest. One night I was laying there sleeping next, you know, getting ready to go to work. He was going to sleep, and I like rolled over to tell him goodbye, and his face morphed. It was no longer his. It was a dog face, like Anubis kind of. And I pieced out of there pretty fast. So yeah, that was the same ex-husband that I had a doppelganger appear of him when he wasn't there.
Wow.
And that was freaky. So yeah, you know, not to be like mean or anything, but he didn't have the best of intentions either. And it was physically showing on him. So
yeah. Sorry, my old cat is needing attention.
You better pet that kitty.
I know, I've got her. I got you.
Whatever it was shot with the
there was a situation I was in 15 years ago, and I don't know if it was, however, it was shot. And I don't know what. Okay, hold on, Tristan. I'm trying to read your comment. There was one situation I was in 15 years ago, and I don't know ever it was shot, the guy, but no, my friend.
I told my friend to get me out, not because it was not okay.
I don't. Oh, you.
I was like,
we've all been through, Trista.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my Captain Crunch decoder ring so I can.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Trista. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was great. What is that, boo-boo?
Yeah. See, and that's the thing is I swear, females, we do have a little more of that intuition, and we are supposed to listen to it more because, you know, we are females. We're built.
Yeah, I think intuition comes out pretty strong in us. Not to say that guys don't have it. I think a lot of men have it. They just don't listen to it. And a lot of people don't listen to it anymore because we have so much crap going on.
Yes.
And I have to wear headphones so that I don't hear everybody at work. Their thoughts, their feelings, mostly their feelings. I don't, so I drown it out with noise. But I've been working on it. I told you guys that I've been working on things because you told me. So I've been working on it. And I was getting my hair cut last week. And when I was sitting in the chair, they were setting up for kind of a holiday party they were having in the salon. Okay. And they had vendors coming in and all this, and they were setting things up. And before this lady even walked in, I'm thinking to myself, oh, those meatballs are going to be good. And she walks in with this big pan and she said to everybody, I brought the meatballs. And I'm like, wow, where did that come from? That was so cool. Yeah, and our meatballs were really good because I stayed for the party. So where does that come from? Is just tapping into somebody's thoughts?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what you do when you're giving readings, but that's something I've never tapped into.
Yeah, it can be thoughts, it can be emotions, it can be people around them. It's just all kinds of things. It can be intentions. So sometimes I tap into like my subject, but the people that have intentions towards them, I'll get their intentions and say, hey, this is what they want to do. Not saying they will do it, but this is what's going through their mind, that they want to approach you. They're thinking about you this way, you know? So everything is connected, like I said, with energy. I mean, it's all just like a thread, and the more you're open to it, the more you're going to hear. So, but just don't be afraid, you know, just like in normal everyday life with people, we meet good, bad, ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Day. So it's the same type of situation when you start listening to that intuition and the thoughts and the emotions, you're going to get all of it.
Yeah.
So as long as you recognize that it's theirs and not yours, you know, just say,
oh yeah. But I think it can, you know, we've talked about this before. You always turn right when you go to work, and maybe one day you're taking the left-hand turn instead, and that's for a reason, guys. That's maybe to avoid an accident, to do, you know, it's taking you a different way. Like all of a sudden you find the last time that happened to me, I adopted a dog because I ended up at the dog pound without ever wanting to go. I'm like, what is going on? I'm here, and now this dog is in my truck. So,
hey, do you want another do you want a teeny tiny one?
No, I'm not a teeny tiny dog lover.
Okay, fine.
Mine have to be big, real big dogs. Yeah.
Well, I know somebody that wants to get rid of a cute little teeny tiny pup. I mean, it's smart. It can learn. It's just hasn't learned very many manners yet, but it's so lovey. But they just don't want it, don't have time for it. And I'm like, man, if I didn't need 5 dogs, for crying out loud, you know?
Audrey, do you think we will use AI to augment humanity, or will every futuristic movie prove real? You know,
Good
I don't like the direction it's heading. It scares me. I think it's really beneficial and helpful right now. But one of the guys who created a lot of the AI stuff, I was listening to him on a show last week. I think he was being interviewed. And he said it's already repairing itself and moving itself in directions we never intended. And I think it's not going to go well. He thinks that basically life as we know it, society as we know it, in for his grandchildren's lives are going to be severely impacted by this. And it's like I do use it. I use it for our thumbnails, for our podcasts, and I use it to help me write scripts for different shows that we're doing and to do stuff like that. That's helpful. But the fact that it's smart enough to be able to take itself in a different direction, that's scary.
Yeah, it's
scary.
Becomes sentient. And
yes.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Which I think they need to get a hold of it. I do like now that I'm seeing more and more AI tags on videos. They're placing it, you know, in the corner saying this is AI created.
You have to
appreciate that. Because there's so much out there that's faked. It just scares me.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I think I exactly, but I do like the fact. So here's where it's helpful for me. I know Audrey, she's old, and she wants mommy tonight. So
precious.
I can put in a 1,200 page report, very analytical, very science. It's a science report into AI, and I can ask it particular questions. Show me this, show me that. Look for data gaps in this. Tell me where, if you wanted to put a well in, where would you put the well in to look for this contaminant? And within 3 seconds, I have the answers. And then I go back and fact check it all, right? That's incredible. But it's also going to make us obsolete.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
needs to stay a tool. It
Yeah.
needs to stay a tool. And that's the thing is I also see a lot of artists getting pretty upset, because
Yes.
it's taking their jobs away from them, and they just, some of them just refuse to use it at all, which I think is great because, they need to be able to use their creativity and their minds and things like that. And like when my grandson complains that he's bored, I'm like, awesome. That means you're going to create something new, So I just kind
Yeah.
of worry about that. And, we're always fed so much. I mean, look at us. We're here on YouTube entertaining people, but we're always fed so much of that fast society that people forget to slow down and spend time in nature and listen to them, spirit, and listen to their intuition, and just really, I don't know. It scares me too. I'm with you.
Yeah. It's a little disturbing. I do like it. I do think it's beneficial in some respects. I ask it for some obscure stuff to find for me that I don't have time to find, and it finds it, and then it gives me all of the articles that go with it, and I can then go fact check everything on my own. It's pretty interesting. And it does save me some time. But on YouTube, particularly when we upload stuff, you're supposed to check the box if there's any AI, not thumbnails and stuff like that. That's a given. But if the voice is AI, if it's one of us is AI is changed the way we sound or look, make somebody do something they wouldn't normally do, you're supposed to check that box to let your audience know. And I'm a true crime buff, so I listen to true crime all day long, and I get into some of these new pages that come up on YouTube, and immediately it's an AI voice. And then if you go to fact check the crime, like you look up some facts, it's not there. And they're presenting it as a true crime case. No, it's a story, and stop doing this. That's where I don't like it. That's because we're not being truthful with it.
Yeah. And that's simple. Like even just a Google search, I've noticed that some of the AI responses that come up are not correct. And you've got to dig a little bit.
Yeah, you do. Actually, that's actually a big, if you guys are into working on computers, that's a big, remote job opportunity out there. They're hiring millions of people actually to fact check AI. All of these different companies for all over the world, because AI will look something up, but you have to fact check it to make sure it's right. And it's really interesting. Yeah, my friends are doing it. And they're making pretty good money with it. But
you might have to send me that info there, Colleen.
I will. So it's pretty interesting, but I don't like the whole AI thing completely. I don't trust it completely. So, okay, so since she's here, and so last night, knowing how bad I felt about the gentleman who was found, when I went to bed, she was ultra clingy.
Oh.
The animals, you guys, your animals are picking up on your vibes, and they pick up on hauntings really, really well. They see things in a whole different spectrum than we do. Like, look, when we do a paranormal investigation, we can use a full spectrum camera, which uses a lens. You're dinging into me. Sorry. A full spectrum camera, so we can see in a different spectrum, like she can see.
Yeah, she's like warning you now.
She's hateful. She's mad.
Don't move.
She's digging in me, man. And if you know, she's got 7 toes. There. Okay. Trista would like a reading.
Okay. Cool. You should also check out your sign today, Trista.
Cool.
Oh, that's interesting. That one came out upside down.
You're going to go down now because you're being mean. You're being hateful. Yeah. Okay. Down you go. That is not a lap cat, by the way. She only does that like once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah, girl kitties are not very affectionate. Boy
No.
kitties are. But did you know that boy kitties are actually cats are more vocal with male owners than they are female owners? Because they
No.
tend not to listen, so they have to be louder. True.
I get that. Yeah. I love you.
All right.
But you need to lay down.
Yeehaw.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm double checking me, Trista, so bear with me. You still have lots of feelings of confusion and worry about the future. But once again, I'm going to tell you to watch the reading for your sign.
Are you putting those up when?
I already sent them to you today.
You did?
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
Okay, guys, I'll get them labeled and tagged.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Uploaded. Oh yeah, I messaged.
I was busy at work today, so I may not have caught it. So yeah, I'll get them tagged and uploaded for you guys.
No worries. Yeah, I can see that the concern definitely is money. The other half of the concern I can see is not a worry anymore. So like you've made up your mind. So that's really good. Yeah, the money's going to come when it needs to be there. It's going to come. So just don't put a bunch of fear into it. Just do it. You know, like me, every month I'm just amazed that I can make this mortgage payment. You know what I mean? I mean, if you put it all down on paper, it should not make any sense, but it happens. So that's just trusting the universe that it's going to be there, and just keep working toward your goals, that is right and feels correct for you and your family. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it does.
Oh.
I got to grab these.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have gotten those tagged and labeled. I didn't even see your text.
I apologize. Yeah, I sent it to the big group. The big group text.
Oh yeah. Okay. So one of the things, no, go away now, please. She never wants attention ever. She hates attention. And tonight it's the hair attack.
There's definitely something going on.
Audrey would like a reading.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything specific, Audrey?
The hair, young lady, the hair. It's a cat. Yeah, I know. She is the grooviest cat, though, you guys. She's I can have 50, 60 people here for a party. She's right in the thick of it. She loves people. They own you. You don't own them. Absolutely right. Yes. Wow. And she's tiny. So she's a polydactyl, 2 extra toes on each paw. And she's only like 7 pounds, and she runs the property. It's her way or the highway. So, yes, we just live with her. She owns everything.
Here's for Audrey. There's something that she's been wishing for quite a while. It's headed towards you. It has to do something with something you're really passionate about. It's headed towards you, but you're going to have to cut out a few things that are blocking it. Definitely the fear of not having the money for it is blocking it a little bit. Let me see what else is here, because you've definitely got something else blocking it. Whatever this wish is going to bring you some balance. Let's see. We've got the moon here, so it's a hidden energy for what you fear. You're fearing the change the massive change that may come with this wish fulfillment that you've been trying to pull in. That's really interesting. But if it's for your highest good, it's going to come at you. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, which direction to go at work? That would be good. Thank you for narrowing that down. Let's see if I can get more on that. I don't know if that part with the wish fulfillment made sense.
Yeah, Audrey, I'm wondering if it's...
Here's the Knight of Swords again. I just had that in the other deck. So something that you need to cut out. There's a lack of balance there at work. There's something you need to cut out in order to achieve that balance. You may be ending up going in a new direction with that work. Maybe like a new project or a new position if you want to stay at that same place. Because it looks like it's kind of leaving you feeling frustrated and kind of left out and not knowing, which direction to go with it at all.
Oh, she said, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely goes right back again to Page of Wands. I've got Page of Wands out of 2 different decks here again. So it says something you need to work on the passion, whatever it is you're passionate about with that wish fulfillment, and that will be your path.
We talked about that last night. So Audrey, I think you know your passion. She's a go-getter. She'll get it done. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So we have 4 minutes to the end of the show. Would anyone else like a reading before we sign off for the evening? We really enjoy the fact that you guys are asking for readings. It's hard to fill a full hour, you guys. Oh, what, Audrey?
Oh, cool. And if that's your passion.
Yeah. I didn't hear that last night.
Also, I have a feeling that you need to incorporate animals with those kids because animals are very healing.
Mm-hmm. And Audrey works with animals, so she's very good with animals. So
if you choose to do that, definitely incorporate that.
That's fantastic. If that is where your heart lays, then that's what you should do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Incredible.
Cool.
Okay. Jake would like a reading. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll see if I can grab one really quick.
Okay. Ethel, that's great. We'll do that. This will be the last reading for the evening. Thank you guys for joining us.
Did you recently meet somebody new that you were really passionate about, and now you're kind of feeling bad about walking away from them? But your intuition knows that you're right on track with this. I hope that
does that make sense, Ethel?
I hope that resonates.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Oh, her mom. Okay.
So doing the walking away is actually going to heal your home. And it's going to balance things out. Yeah, that's kind of a heavy one. And she's going to know how it feels not to have you around to kind of dump on. Sorry.
I'm sorry about that. That's rough. That's really rough.
And just remember, that's her choice, not yours. You decide how you want to live your life and what kind of energy you want to let in within your circle. Because even if it's your mom, like if I was doing something like that, I would fully expect my kids to protect themselves and their energy from anything that I was bringing around that wasn't healthy.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Put your spiritual and your physical and your mental health above everything else. You can love your mama from afar, but if it's something damaging, you'll have to let her make her own choices.
And I'm sorry. Yeah, that is really rough to deal with. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Ethel.
It's already has started balancing out what I should do now that I'm sober too. Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations. It's really great. You found your path and you're moving on it. That's fantastic.
Maybe by, her watching you do it, maybe then she will really follow suit. Hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, there it is. I've got the death card, so change. So because
Okay.
you changed, then she may have so I've got death and strength. These are like universal cards. So I just pulled on what would happen if, walked away. So we've got the death card, which doesn't mean death. It means change. So the end of something and beginning of something new. Then you've got the strength card following that. So this one actually means strength. You have got the will to do it, and you're going to be able to show her this is how you should live life properly and give her the strength to push through to where she needs to be. But it's also going to give you independence. It's going to give you freedom, and you're going to have everything it is that you need to have. And then she's going to see that, and hopefully she'll make that choice to follow suit. So good job.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope that these readings offer you a little bit of guidance and peace and wisdom. Susie's incredible with tarot cards and with readings. And yeah, lots of love to you guys for being in our audience. We truly enjoy doing what we do. We will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We're talking about some really historic paranormal cases, fascinating cases. So you guys join us tomorrow at 7. Otherwise, we'll see you next week on Wednesday. Bye.
Hey, see ya.